Do you ever sit back and think about how fast things are going? I never did that. I didn't appreciate the time I had with people. Years went by and I went through elementary school and half of middle school without reflecting on my relationships with people. My mom would always tell me to sit down and listen to my grandpa's stories from his childhood, but I never listened. She told me to ask him about his favorite recipes, because it showed that he was still connected to his wife even though she passed away. She told me to listen to how he took our family out of poverty and made a business that my parents are still flourishing with. My parents told me he wouldn't be here for long, but I had never dealt with a family member dying before, and I thought I still had all the time in the world. Instead of spending time with my grandpa, I hung out with my friends and watched TV. I would come home from school and run upstairs to my room every single day, when I could have spent more time with my grandfather. When it was the weekend, my mom would beg me to spend time with him, but I would make an excuse to go and hang out with my friends by saying I had to study for a test, while I would actually be at the mall for hours. When I would come home, my grandpa would call out for my name and say, "Vaishnavi, come downstairs, I'll buy you ice cream," or "Vaishnavi, let's watch a movie together," or "Vaishnavi, let's look at pictures of me before I got married." My only response to all of his initiatives to get to know me was, "Sorry, Grandpa, I'm busy right now. Maybe later." I felt no remorse whatsoever, and to this day I have no explanation as to why I chose hanging out with my superficial friends over spending time with my loving grandpa. Maybe I was avoiding the fact that I was going to lose him very soon, and I didn't exactly know how to deal with that loss. My problem has always been getting close to people, and them leaving me right after. During elementary school, I had a lot of friends leave me behind or move away, and the loss I had to deal with was too much to handle as a little kid. Maybe that's why I was avoiding getting close to him. At least I wouldn't be hurt when he left me. I was in Algebra 1 at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I got called down to the front office. My mom was in there crying, and she told me that he was in the hospital, and he would be gone any minute. That moment in my life was the biggest reality check for me, and my world came crashing down in a matter of seconds. How could I be so selfish? Why did I care so much about what I would go through after his death when I ignored him for years? He must have been so hurt about the fact that I never wanted to speak to him, and at that point it was too late to apologize. I wasted all of these years spending time with people that didn't even make me happy, and chose that over my grandpa's unconditional love. I watched him die right in front of me. It made me realize that people will leave your life at any second, and it's a big mistake if you keep saying you have time to get to know them, or if you avoid getting to know them for selfish reasons. After my grandpa's death, I mourned with my devastated mother for months. I helped ease her pain by asking her for stories that my grandpa had always wished to share with me. She told me about how he traveled all over India as a child, and since he was the eldest son, he had to take care of all 7 of his siblings. She told me the story of how he met my grandmother and how they eloped. She told me the recipes of his favorite sweets, and every weekend we made his favorite food to honor him. My mom told me about how he started a glassware business and won the hearts of our entire community, and how he is the reason my parents had enough savings to start a family in the United States. He sacrificed his entire life for his siblings and his daughters, and I never had the chance to hear his side of the story from him. I didn't take the time to appreciate him, and now I am living in constant regret. I didn't realize that people could be taken out of your life so fast. Never take people for granted. Build the best relationships with the people you love and cherish every moment with them. I may have not gotten to know my grandpa very well, but my personal philosophy will always be accredited to him.